So I guess we're live on our DIY stream. Let's actually put some music in the background. Why not? Let's add also a audio capture, audio output capture. Right. And it should be, of course, the music. All right, there we go. I can have some music in the background, that's fine. Good. So we're gonna start to create the command that we did on stream the other days. So what we want is to actually place this one in my mouth, and also the sunglasses on my eyes. Automatically tracked with Nvidia AR. And for that, let's actually create an other scene so we can actually see what we are doing as well. So let's go on plus scene. The music we're going to cut off for a second, and we're going to be completely dark. So give me a second. All right, so we're back. I can actually place this one a bit smaller. We're going to enlarge it when we need to. And let's actually, I want to share my screen. Display capture. And we want to select the LG. There we go. Sorry for the infinity loop there. I'm actually streaming from the same computer. So if I want to see what I'm doing, I'm also having to see this thing over here. Or maybe I can actually full screen projector on the other screen. Yeah. And then I can disable preview. That way I can see what I'm doing, but you don't have to see that infinity loop. The only problem now is that I'm not seeing the chat. Let me bring up the chat as well. There we go. Now I also have chat running pretty low on the battery on my headset, so I need that to plug in. So like I said, basically we need to track our face and place those two objects. Those are just two PNGs that we are trying to place it and track our face. Okay, I think I can actually go into this scene over here. But how can I show you also the OBS at the same time? Well, let's go and say display capture and add existing. And then, sorry for that, I need display capture to be a bit smaller somewhere. It's hard for you to see actually, right? No, it doesn't work like that. Unfortunate. Gonna have to go with this infinity loop for some reason. All right, so we have the camera over there. We have our display capture. You do need to have some plugins installed. If you don't know how to install plugins on OBS, just Google it. We'll need the freeze plugin. We'll need the move plugin. And I think that's pretty much it. Those two plugins are needed to go together. And also we do need the Nvidia broadcast AR over here, and you're gonna have to choose one of your graphics cards. I did already install the SDK for my RTX 40 series, but if you do have a lower version, it actually works from up to generation RTX 20 series and above. If you don't have an RTX graphics card, then this won't work for you. I'm sorry for that. As well, I don't know if it works for Linux and Mac users. So I'm currently working on Windows. So over here, let's go on studio mode because it's kind of a tricky part to actually work on this side. I can have OBS on the right side. What you are seeing right now? What are you seeing right now? I think you're seeing me swapping to this too. Okay. So we have this PNG over here. This is the dots that are covered on my face. We're gonna be very important later on. Harding Mr. Magoo. Sorry that the alert doesn't work because I'm in a totally new scene trying to recreate that tough life animation that we did in the past. So hopefully we're gonna do it pretty quickly. So let's go in the camera over here. And after you installed all your plugins, I'm gonna place a link after the stream goes down, or I'm creating a video out of this stream. I'm gonna place it in the description below. So we're gonna go on filters over here, and we have the AR move. Let's actually delete this one because we want to see it from scratch. And I'm going plus and clicking Nvidia AR. And over here, we want to move for position, like glasses, position. You don't need to actually give it a name, but it's easier to find it afterwards. And we're gonna have to move a source, and from our scene, which is gonna be called the camera. And then we want to move the glasses, okay? So the glasses are currently up here, and we want to place them on my eye. In order to do so, we're gonna have to zoom in over here, and we want it to track for horizontal move. I want to pick this 28 position because it's on the top of my nose. So we're gonna go with 28. So after that, we're gonna go property, we're gonna go position, feature, we're gonna be landmark, and we're gonna go with position. And as you can see already, my glasses are actually floating in the air, but it doesn't know which position it takes. So I said we're gonna go with 28. We're gonna place the position to 28. For some reason, it doesn't let me move it. Okay. Let me close it a bit. Filters. So position. Position. And now I'm gonna go with 28. 28 should be on top of my nose. Okay. So I have the position on 28. Now we have to move it until it reaches my face. So let's say 65 for vertical, and let's say the same 65 for horizontal. It's close, but not there. So 68. Now it should be close. 68 over here as well. And it should track the top of my nose. And if it doesn't really do a good job, we're gonna have to tweak it a bit. It should always stay on, the middle should be on the middle of your nose. If it doesn't do that, you just have to go. Yeah, that's pretty good. 69, no, 67, yeah. Now see in the center of this thing, it's actually my nose, and it will gonna stay there. Now, we want also when we rotate our head, maybe it's a bit, the glasses are a bit too big. We can actually make them a bit smaller, like so. So we're gonna go here on actions, and we're gonna increase it by 1. We're gonna be creating for us another filter into this filter. So I'm gonna say glass rotation. And of course, we're gonna go and select the camera scene and the tough life PNG file. We want here to rotate, and let's horizontal center. Actually, as you can see, if I'm rotating my head also that rotates, but it rotates way too much. So instead of feature bounding box, I'm gonna go with landmarks. And I want to take 2 points on my face. So I'm gonna go over here on my eyes. So I'm gonna go with 48 and 38 and 44. So I'm gonna place 38 and 44. Oh, not position X, buddy. Rotation. 38 and 44. And if I do this, now you see that it's actually staying on my eyes no matter what. The left side goes on my left eye, the right side goes on my right eye. So you can actually do, so for example, if I'm zooming in, the glasses remain at the same size. If I zoom out, the glasses are becoming bigger. We want to fix that as well. So we're gonna go with another one over here. We're gonna call it scale. Scale glasses. And we will gonna go again with a move source. I'm gonna place camera for scene, tough life for that. And for property, we're gonna select actually scale. Scale, feature landmark. And now we have, again, something that scales up. And we're gonna go again with our eyes because why not? Let's select 38. So if I go on 38, it doesn't do anything right now. Position. Oh, there we go. That's way big. It doesn't really scale properly. Definitely not that big. So we are on 38 right now. Let's go with 50. Even lower. Okay, so now when I'm here, I'm actually wanting to zoom in. Why it's so small now? I play the difference there. So for some reason, scale landmark, expression case body, scale on the position, yeah, on 38 on my eye. So I want this to actually, it doesn't even go smaller when I go back, or it goes bigger when I go up front. So that's not a good sign, I think, because this position over here on the first one, yeah, but it does exactly the opposite. When I'm further away, it becomes bigger. When I'm coming back, it becomes smaller. And actually it's just on the eye, not too much on X. Okay, so let's actually fix that. Right now it's not moving left and right. It's oh, if I move left, If I move on top, it's smaller. If I move on the bottom, it's bigger. That's not right. Okay, so it's not position for sure. We're not gonna be able to play with position. So let's go scale X. Scale X, and we're gonna have difference X. No, position X. It's still gonna be bigger when you go left and right. So that's not right. Scale X by distance. Okay. So we need to scale it by distance. Can we get scale and do distance? No. Okay, but scale X and we can do distance. Okay, 38. Let's go back to 100 here. But still doing exactly the same thing. Moving right, it's going bigger. Moving left, it's going smaller. Which is not the thing that we actually want to do. Is it? See, it's just going bigger when I go this way. It goes smaller when I go this way. So something is fishy. It should be distance. But also it's moving left and right bigger and smaller. Is this because of the rotation? Let's disable all our other filters. No, it's not the rotation. Weird. Very weird. Maybe I have to pick another landmark. So that's 38 for my left eye and 44 for my right eye. Okay. Okay, so now it doesn't do that. It goes smaller when I go back. It gets bigger when I go close. Good. So we have to do exactly the same thing. So let's activate the other ones as well so they can keep them on my eye. So now I have them like this. It's a bit big on the X axis. It's because I placed here 400. So let's go 200. And now it looks good, right? But it just gets smaller on the X axis and not also on the Y axis. So we're gonna fix that. So therefore, we're gonna go and add yet another filter. So 4 filters for just the glasses. And we're gonna be, this was scale X glasses. I'm gonna go with scale I axis as well. Let's select our glasses over here. And I'm gonna go property scale I with distance from the landmark. Landmark distance. I'm gonna go again 38. The other one was what, 44? Yeah, 44. Okay. And now it's a bit too small, so let's go 200. And now when I go back, it actually zooms in and out. Pretty darn good. Gives a very good track. So I would say that the filter for the glasses are completely done. Good. Now we need also the cigarette to be in my mouth, huh? So let's zoom in over here, and we are seeing that we have, well, 68, 66. They are close to in the center of my mouth. So let's go and do yet another one. I'm gonna say cigarette position. Let's pick our camera source and cigarette. PNG. And now we want the property to get the position for it on the landmark. And what the number was? 63. Do we have 63 over here? We have the 63. And camera cigarette position landmark. Yeah. So why doesn't actually move it? Position. Now it's moving position X, but I want position altogether, position X and out. Okay, so there we go. Now the cigarette is down there. I did place it on my mouth, but it doesn't really know where my mouth is. So we're gonna have to place with the factors as well. I think 65 or 68 was pretty darn good. 68 by 68. 65, 64. Okay, it's a bit big, right? So let's scale it down. And it needs a bit more to the left side. So 67, 66, 66.5. That's in the center of my lip and it stays there. I need it to just go a bit down. So 67. It's too much. 66.5 as well over here. And now I do have it exactly in the center of my lips. You can do exactly the same thing where you're moving, like rotating and everything. Currently, it's not tracking the rotation. It should track the rotation of 2 points on my lips if you want to grab it. So we're gonna get with 61 and 65 over here for the rotation. So let's go and add yet another one. We're gonna say cigarette rotate. Can you actually guys see everything I'm doing over here? Or it's covered by all the things that's on top. So cigarette property, we're gonna go with rotation. And we're gonna go with landmark. And you see now the cigarette is rotating. And it's good that it's actually the top left corner because that's the anchor point that we want to hold in place in the middle of my mouth. And let's go with rotation as well over here. And right now you'd see that it's not moving because we didn't place 2 anchor points on our mouth. So 61 and 65 are gonna be the anchor points. So 61 and 65. And if I want to keep it like that, I'm always gonna have it like that. We can actually try to go with some difference to have it on a different position. Like we can set it to 20. Therefore, it's always down. Or you can go with -20. And I'm gonna be always up, regardless. And I can rotate my head, and that will gonna be in my mouth all together over there, not moving at all. So I don't know if you actually are able to see this properly, but let's go in the next step of our thing. We're gonna disable this thing, disable the Nvidia frame, AR move, and also the cigarette and the glasses. So we want to actually have a command to activate that. That's not a big deal. We can open Lumia stream and we can set up a new command. If you don't have Lumia stream, you're gonna find some links in the description below. Sorry about that. Where you can actually get Lumia with 20% off using TG Radu because we are affiliate with them. So let's go and call it toughlife 2 because we already have a toughlife command. And we're gonna be no light change. Okay, so after we do have this, we want to go into our OBS And I want to visibility, source visibility set. And we want in the scene to be camera and the source to be cigarette. We're gonna add that. Then we want another one for the glasses. We're gonna add that. And for example, we want the command to last for about 10 seconds. We can actually add the delay of 10 seconds. And we want a filter visibility set for the camera Nvidia AR move to be activated. So we're gonna place that over there. And now we have to do exactly the same thing, but disabling it. So visibility on, we're gonna be triggered off over here. And filter visibility set, we're gonna close the Nvidia AR. And then we're gonna go also on source visibility set, because we want to close the cigarette, not cam, cigarette, and also glasses. So just like that, what the command we're gonna do now, we're gonna activate that thing, we're gonna stay for 10 seconds, and then we're gonna be basically disappearing, right? So that's one thing that you can do with it. And right now we want to recreate the entire thing, like zooming in, freezing the scene, removing the colors, making black and white, and also playing some sound, right? So let's do that. I'm gonna go on scene 2 right here. Actually, scene 1 can be fine. On the camera scene, you're gonna right click on it and create some filters. And we want on this one to have a color correction filter. You don't have to do anything with it. You're just gonna leave it be for now, right? And you will gonna have to add another one that is called freeze. The freeze will gonna basically stop the camera in the same frame time the filter is getting activated. I'm not gonna play around with all these things over here, but it's really nice that there's a lot of features that you can actually do. The color correction right now, I think we have to go with well, let's just leave the color correction as it is, and we're gonna have a move value over here. I'm gonna say reset camera, and we want to have the color correction from here, and we want to go with the saturation to be -1. So if I click it, you see that it turns automatically to black and white. Actually, we need to place a different name, not reset, gray scale. And it goes a bit too fast for my tastes. It goes in 0.3 seconds. We're gonna go and make this transition in 2 full seconds. So place on the grayscale, place the custom duration to 2 seconds. Now I'm gonna duplicate this one, and I'm gonna say reset color. Yeah, we're doing Carl, and we're gonna get the value for the saturation. Saturation, which is currently set on 0. Oh, it should be set on 0, right? Yeah. 0, it's with colors, no colors added. So doing this one to go instantly. So let's go with 0 milliseconds. And now if I activate the filter, it goes grayscale in 2 seconds. It should wait for a bit and then turn back the colors like nothing happened, right? Good. We have 2 things. We need the third thing. the third thing, I'm gonna have to add another filter, and this will gonna be the let's go with move source filter, and this will gonna be the camera, and I wanted to go for 4 full seconds, and let's go with the position get transform. This will gonna be reset camera, and now let's actually zoom it in. Let's zoom it in pretty big. Let's come on. Okay, let's center our face over there. Gonna go back on the scene filters, duplicate this reset camera. I'm gonna say zoom. Good. I'm gonna take the position, get the transform, right? And if I click this, it slowly goes back to reset, and this slowly zooms in. The reset, I need to go really fast, so like 600 milliseconds. So now if I reset it, it goes pretty quickly. This one, 4 seconds, it's a bit too much. Let's go with 3. That's even too slow, even like that. Let's go 2.2 seconds. There we go. So now we actually need to place all of these things in order to recreate the custom animation that we have over here. It's not easy. It's already taking me 30 minutes, and I already created it before, so you can tell that it's a bit of time consuming, but you just have to do it once, right? So what do we need? Let's go back onto Lumia, because we're gonna have to modify this thing. Gonna go here on OBS. So we know that all the things will gonna be just about 4 seconds. Let's actually give it 2 seconds of having the glasses and the cigarette in your mouth before it's actually freezing the frame and then zooms in. So we're gonna have 2. Why we have source filter enabled here? AR move. Okay, so that's good. So everything is good until now. We have 2 seconds delay, and then we want to actually trigger all the filters. So we want filter enable, and we want it to actually go on camera, and no, not on camera. Set source filter visibility set. I don't want to get that. I want the camera. So we're gonna have to type it, and then we have the freeze over here. So we want the freeze to be added, right? No, this AR move. Okay, we need another delay, and we know that our thing. Let's go with 5 seconds. Okay. So we have the freeze camera. So it stays 2 seconds. It freezes camera, and then we need to go and add also the other filters. Like it'll gonna go with grayscale. Oh, come on. So filter. So grayscale, we're gonna add it. So this is our grayscale, right? I'm gonna place it after those 2 seconds. Okay, so we have our freeze, our grayscale. We need also the zoom in. zoom, add action. Right. And now we're gonna wait for 5 seconds and we're gonna remove those filters. Actually, it's less than 5. So let's go for example. Let's see how that works. We're gonna have to be very specific with all of this in order to achieve a nice animation. So filter, camera, and over here we have reset color, and also reset camera. So let's actually see how everything right now works, right? So if I test it now, I have 2 seconds with this. It zooms in, but it didn't zoomed after. I forgot to unfreeze it. Okay. Let's manually unfreeze it. I forgot to unfreeze the camera. Holy smokes. There we go. So the freeze should be. So give me a second. If I go and say, hey, filter. If I say freeze and zoom, it doesn't happen anything. If I unfreeze it, then I'm big. Okay, so the zoom will not gonna work over here. I'm gonna remove the zoom. I'm gonna place it as a nested scene. Okay, reset camera. So I'm gonna go in the scene 2. In the scene 2 over here, here is where you're actually going to place your zoom. So we're gonna go on our scene filters. I'm gonna say we want a move source. I'm gonna call it zoom. Okay. Wait a second. Is this correct? Is actually this correct? So when I don't want to zoom in like this, right? I want to zoom in that particular scene to be zoomed in. So for example, if I go from this side and I click filter zoom in. Oh, I don't have the zoom in anymore. How we can zoom in? How we can zoom in and have it frozen at the same time? Weird. I'm trying to look at what I did before. Of course, that OBS stop responding. Will this close also this OBS? I hope not. No. Okay. So how can we do it? I'm thinking, guys. I'm thinking. So I want to zoom in on this one. I don't know if I want to place it over here as get transform right now. But after that to have it like this, but cropped. like so. And then get transform. Let's duplicate this. Let's just place it there and get transform again. So it does that. I don't know if I really like it like this. I mean, it does the trick, but of course it's not keeping the aspect ratio. Okay, trying to think. Because once it's frozen, once the camera is frozen, it doesn't really matter if you're enlarging it or not. So if I add a freeze over here, well, this freezes the entire scene. So that's not where it should be. It should be directly on the camera itself. I think that's the issue. Okay, so let's actually get the freeze filter out from here and actually insert it in the camera, filters. So let's do that. Let's place the freeze over here. Okay. And then the camera filters. Now I have the reset camera, which is okay. And now let's actually get it bigger, or like this one. Let's duplicate, zoom, and get transform. Let's reset it. Zoom, it's a bit too quick. Let's go to 2 seconds. So now we're gonna zoom in, but a bit slower. That's great. We can get rid of this thing. Don't need it anymore. And now when I should actually freeze it, right? So let's activate the frozen filter. And when I go over here and zoom it in, we're gonna zoom in me being frozen. Perfect. That's the effect that we wanted to get. Let's unfreeze it. And we're gonna go here and modify our command a bit. So camera, this is AR activation. Delay 2 seconds. Delay 2 seconds. We're gonna go on, not on camera, we're gonna go on cam. Freeze, activate. Then camera grayscale, that's fine. Then camera zoom. Okay. Delay 4 seconds. Reset color. Reset camera. Okay. Let's see how actually this works now. 2 seconds. Freeze. Zoom in, but it zooms in without that. And it doesn't remove the filter of freezing. Okay, filters. Freeze. Okay. Then the freeze. Can I actually introduce the freeze over here? Let me see. Filters. If I introduce the freeze over here, freeze, it stops that. Yeah, the zoom doesn't work over here. Okay. Okay. So I need the zoom to actually incorporate this thing. So the zoom will actually not be on that one. We're gonna be on this one, on scene 2. Will it? So I need to freeze. Yeah, because I need to freeze the entire camera. When it zooms in, zoom in. Oh, I know what I can do. Okay, so let's get the camera and the Tough Life and cigarette to be placed into a folder. I'll say camera group. And then when I do the filter zoom, it actually selects the camera group. It doesn't select the camera anymore. So if I zoom in, now it doesn't do anything. All right. Reset camera, it doesn't do anything. So let's get the camera group, the position, get transform, which is this one. And for zoom, let's get the group and actually, you know, freaking enlarge it. And now get transform for that. Reset camera, we're gonna go like that. Go again. Okay, so freeze, it's still on the camera. Yeah. So let's test it again. Now it should actually zoom in, including my cigarette. Okay. Oh, the cigarette and Tough Life didn't show. And I forgot to actually remove the filter of freeze. Okay, it's actually on the cam. There we go. Apply. Let's do it again. 2 seconds. Zooms in. Grayscale. Nice. Perfect. The only problem is now it doesn't really know. Well, where's the zoom out? Where's my zoom out? Filter. Camera. Reset camera. Add action. Tested. Good. Okay, the problem is the Tough Life cigarette, it's not in the same spot because now it's in a group. It's on camera group. Even if I select it over here, it doesn't actually work like that. To use nested scenes, type the nested scene. Okay, so it's not a nested scene, it's a folder, so I still have to type camera group, and then I should be able to find the cigarette. Save. Okay. Save that, and the same for disappearing. Okay. Let's try it now. The AR didn't start it. No. They appeared, they disappeared. That's totally fine, but the Nvidia AR didn't actually start it because it's actually Nvidia AR. Source camera group. I don't want camera group. Oh, camera group and cigarette. Okay, we have to modify also the AR move thing because we placed it in a group. Make sure that after you place it in a group, you're actually selecting the group where actually the source is. Otherwise, it will not gonna work. Okay. Okay, let's close it. Let's test it again. I have, well, I forgot about the glasses somehow, something. Cigarette was going good. Cigarette was going good. Okay, again, filters, camera group, camera group, camera group, camera group, camera group, camera group. What did I miss? Let's place it back. So, do I have something that is disabled? Glasses position. Oh, I selected cigarette. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. Glasses position was the issue. And now we can actually retest the command. So test it out. It's actually tracking my face. Screens in. Freezes in. Zooms in. Resets. Goes back. Okay, the only thing that you need to do now is actually place the audio, right? And we do have it over here. Gotta go back on this thing, and we're gonna go on Lumia. And does it here media? No. Cooldowns, overlay, Discord, Twitch, code, conditions, streamer, bot, API, general. I think it's in general. No, it's not on general. Audio. Okay, audio. Select audio files. And we're gonna go into our resources over here, and we have this GTA San Andreas file. You currently cannot hear it, but we're gonna add the audio output capture, and this is auxiliary in my case. And now if I test it again, it plays. Okay, so I want to play, but I want to play after a certain time. So let's get removed from here and play. I don't really want to place it in my OBS. I want to just run it from here after the 2 seconds delay when it's actually starting freezing the camera. So choose an audio that will be played when this command is triggered. Like I said, I want to have a delay for that, and I can't do it. Lumia actions, call command, play audio. Okay, so we can play audio from Lumia. And select media. Okay. San Andreas. And I can add action, but over here I can also add a delay. And I need a 2 seconds delay for this one to work. I'm gonna place the delay first. I'm gonna apply, refresh, and then when we test it out, and it cuts in like very short for some reason, the audio. Edit. Hey, good morning, Keith. How you doing, buddy? We're just testing some things. It plays the audio. Oh, it's because on general over here, the duration of the command is just 4 seconds. Just leave it more, so it can actually trigger everything. Let's go again. And there you go. You have your toughlife command done. I know it takes like pretty much how much it took me to do it? quite an hour to do it, but you're gonna have to do it only once, and the people in your chats, they're gonna love it. Therefore, I'm gonna try to edit this long stream and make it as short as possible, and include everything there. And also gonna place for your disposal the plugins, the URLs for the plugins that you need to download, the requirements for your computer, because it only works if you have an Nvidia RTX 20 series or above. You need to have a Windows machine. I don't think it works with Linux or with Mac OS. So sorry about that. Well, anyway, Mac, they don't have Nvidia, period. So they are not able to get the AR SDK from Nvidia Broadcasting Tools. And also the images that we have, also the soundtrack from the San Andreas. But yeah, that was a stream today for how to do this effect. I do actually really enjoy it to have it over there. And now we placed up also a rotation for the cigarette. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Take care.